Fraser Anning does. Can I ask you what's going on at the moment in the Senate? Of course, the citizenship debacle is just suffocating the government's agenda and really any agenda coming out of the parliament at the moment. Is the government still talking to you about trying to pass legislation? What are their priorities? Give us an update.
Yes, they are. Well, it always depends on the ministers. If the ministers are pushing ahead, then you hear from the ministers. You know, if the ministers have decided they haven't got the numbers or they're not interested or something, then you don't hear from them. Yesterday I had a meeting with Kelly O'Dwyer. She's pushing ahead with her reforms to the superannuation governance arrangements, and those bills are listed for debate today. So I'm moving some amendments to those bills myself.
Okay,
so she's certainly active, and that's significant.
Yes.
That's significant because the House is not sitting, and Kelly O'Dwyer is in the House, but she's nonetheless here in Canberra talking to crossbenchers. So
okay,
that's one indicator, I suppose.
You don't think we've reached the point then that both houses need to be dissolved and a general election called? It's not that chaotic.
Well, you can't dissolve. Well, the only way you could do that is with a double dissolution. There aren't the triggers for that. You can't have a Senate election before August next year. That's a constitutional bar. So if you were to have an election, it would only be for the House. And I'm not sure, you know, that would resolve it. We still have the issue of the legacy of what the High Court decided on the 27th of October, which is that doesn't matter whether you know or not that your grandfather was Irish or Polish or whatever the hell it is, and therefore somehow or other you inherited citizenship from that grandfather, you are still ineligible to sit. And that if you want to be eligible, you've got to go on this big genealogy investigation search to find out what all your grandparents' citizenships ever were and what they renounced and what you inherited via your parents and all that stuff. You've got to do all of that, otherwise you run the risk that you will be ineligible, says the High Court. Yep. Now, I can't see how an election was going to solve that. That's not going to change anything at all.
Well, we will see when this gets underway. We have until the 1st of December, well, you have until the 1st of December, MPs and senators, to get all your paperwork in order?
No, we don't have to get our paperwork in order. What we have to do is make a declaration.
Okay, there you go.
Which says our parents, where our parents were born, where our grandparents were born, if we know, and of course where we were born. Now, just as a general comment, as far as I've been able to establish, well, I know my parents were born in Australia. As far as I've been able to establish, my grandparents on both sides were born in Australia too. But I have to say, this glib assumption that you can just go and investigate and find out and it's an easy thing, that's a load of bull. Even for mine, born in Australia, finding out where they were born, when they were born, has been quite challenging. And I don't think it's anywhere near as simple as what people are saying.
We are going to have to leave it